Okay, so why don't you check and make sure you got your equations set up correctly. Remember, we're going to fix each of these two tensions. Our T1 tension, that means part of the tension's coming up, part of the tension's going to the left. The amount going up is the opposite side, so we're going to use T1 sine of 70. The amount going to the left is the adjacent side. We're going to use T1 cosine of 70. We'll fix the other string. This one's going up and across as well. The amount going up is going to be T2 sine of 40, that's the opposite. And the amount going to the right is going to be T2 cosine of 40, that's the adjacent. Okay, when you set up your equations, then it's just adding and subtracting. T2 cos 40 minus T1 cos 70 equals 0. These two going up, T1 sine 70 plus T2 sine 40 minus weight equals 0. So if you got to this point, this is like 90% of the problem, is being able to see your FBD, fix your FBD, set up your equations. The rest is just algebra. Okay, let's go ahead and do the algebra here. We do have a dilemma because we have two unknowns. However, what else do we have? Two equations. So think back to 8th grade. What do you do when you have two equations, two unknowns? Okay, solve for something and substitute in, right? Solve for something and substitute. So that's what we'll do. So this is T2 cos 40 equals T1 cos 70. Doesn't matter which one you substitute for. I'll just do T2. If you like, you could kind of just do the math on this. Some people like to do the math as they go. Some people like to do it at the end. Let's just do it as we go here. So can someone do this for me? What's cos 70 divided by cos 40? Let's go to 3.4. Okay, is that being confirmed? Alright, then we're going to make the substitution. So this is T1 sine 70 plus, let's make the substitution. So T1 times 0.446 sine of 40. Let's go ahead and get weight on the other side. And we know the number for weight, that was the 100. Okay, so we're going to have to factor out our T1, right? T1 sine 70 plus 0.446 sine 40. Again, I would recommend just doing the math on this, getting a number for that right there. And of course, you could just derive an equation and just do the math all the way at the end. Someone got the number for this big mess right here? Bless you. Bless you. 1 point something, something, something. 2, 3. So what's our T1? 4, 3. And is T2 the same, 81.3? No. How do we find T2? Right here. So remember this right here, T2 equals 0.446 times T1. $40-ish, 30, 36. Okay, so back to original question, which tension was greater? Clearly T1. Why is T1 greater? Yeah, so if I'm holding it like this, which one's holding up most of the weight? This one, right? So the one that's almost close to vertical, the one that's closer to vertical has to hold up most of the weight. And this one holds up definitely less weight. And I can feel it actually when I'm holding it like this.